Right, on to the next match. What, you're not gonna have this be a ladder match or something? I damn well know that tag matches can have various gimmicks attached to them, with some titles changing hands in a tables match, but then, considering the trouble I have with just straight-up tag matches with these game mechanics, maybe I should just let it go as is. Right, not even gonna bother with the entrances, so let's just get into the action. Right, so this is gonna be another of those counter-heavy bits because the AI decided to up the difficulty on us without warning. Granted, it makes sense that the champions would be the hardest challenge for us so far in this belt line, but again, it's impossible to tell before you get into the thick of it just how difficult a given opponent is going to be. Well, that's certainly not a good sign, as if the fact that our spirit bar is getting bluer while his is getting redder wasn't enough. Definitely not a promising start to this match by any means. So now I can't help feeling annoyed that Kane decided to clap after we ended up in a roll-up just inches away from him. It's not even like the clapping seemed to do anything to his or the Undertaker's spirit bars. So why do it? Other than just some people in tag matches tend to clap or do the other things to try to raise the crowd's interest somehow, while not being the legal man in it. Well, Kane walking into the ring certainly didn't help us all that much. And it feels like the Undertaker is far too isolated at this early stage of the match. I just took a moment while working on the commentary of this one to check what an actual match between the Brothers of Destruction and Edge and Christian was like. Edge and Christian had only just gotten the titles recently, then ended up in a non-title match against the Brothers where they were completely dominated in less than 5 minutes. Bit of an odd way to treat people who had just gained the belts. But then Undertaker and Kane were considered better single stars by the company at that time. And frankly, no matter how good Edge and Christian were as a tag team, it didn't measure up to the fact that the boss was more of a fan of single stars. It is not in any way competitive to watch. Just Edge and Christian before the match saying it wasn't fair, and then they were dismantled with ease. Granted, I suppose that means that the whole Mr. Kennedy and MVP versus the Brothers of Destruction wasn't that out there, but still. The frickin' tag team champs were squashed in a tag team match in such a way that it was easy to wonder why they were the champions. Excuse me for finding that strange. Well, at least this game has given this pair enough to make it feel reasonable that they were the champs. Hold on, I'm gonna check if the two teams had any other matches against one another in real life. A year after that, The Undertaker and Kane had the WWF and WCW tag titles. And good God, a belt on each shoulder for Kane made him look like some kind of fantasy knight. Technically, it was more competitive between the four, but it was pretty clear from the get-go that The Undertaker and Kane held every advantage, and there wasn't any worry that they'd lose that night either. The speed advantage that Edge and Christian had just wasn't enough, considering the brothers are pretty agile in their own right despite being so large. At least Edge and Christian managed to get more of an offense when they weren't the champions. For some reason. Hell, considering the way they were booked, I don't see how the Undertaker and Kane weren't just constantly the tag champions. I wouldn't quite say that they were as dominating as the Road Warriors, but it's not that bad a comparison. At least based on how I remember them and the matches I occasionally find to watch online. Is it just me, or has the game decided to slow down a bit for some reason? Considering this is being emulated, I somehow doubt it's because my computer's processor can't take what's going on screen right now. Well, Christian is the legal man right now. I should probably stop beating on Edge for a bit. Sure, wearing down Edge might help in the future, but I'd rather try to beat this match as fast as we can. Though that might be a forlorn hope, considering how long tag matches tend to be for me. Oh, smart move. Tagging the guy who's probably taken a lot more damage at this point. Just what makes the AI determine when to tag anyway? Does it have any advantage when they do it, or do they just do it because they have the feeling that tagging needs to happen occasionally? Again, that's not something the game really makes clear. So, Christian will charge into the ring to help Edge getting choked, but the Undertaker won't charge in to help Kane. Definitely not getting much of a sense of teamwork on this team. Well, that was embarrassing, especially since the Undertaker should have been able to stop that from happening. Again, really missing the days when I had people to play this game with. Still, at least we can get through this match, maybe with a win. Just because this part of the game is scratching my nostalgia itch in an unpleasant way, doesn't mean that I'm just gonna lay down and let them get the win for the sake of getting it over with. Again, not sure how to feel since our opponents have a hard time avoiding getting a rope break as well as us. Especially considering some of the moments in earlier matches where I felt the rope break should have activated for some absurd reason, but didn't. It's the sort of thing that gives me the impression that what we're seeing on screen is not the actual geometry of the ring or the people fighting in it. And that kind of impression is generally not a good thing to have in a fighting game. Well, the Undertaker was completely useless to us there. Okay, I absolutely have to call bullshit there. That punch absolutely should have struck Christian. Son of a bitch. He's just standing on the apron as we're being double-teamed here. Just what in the hell is going on? The guys we're fighting are clearly more on the ball as a team than we are, but I just don't know how to address that issue when this is a single-player attempt at this kind of match. I guess I should just be glad our opponent temporarily glitched out and walked in place for a while there. Have I spent more of this match on our back or on our butt? Neither is a really promising sign, but we're still putting up a fight here. Maybe not an especially strong or dominating fight, but we're certainly giving them a run for their money. Yeah, the suplex from the apron thing works just often enough that I keep going for it, but when it doesn't work, it always feels a bit jarring to me. Well, that's not what I wanted to happen after we tagged. Good God, that made my back hurt just to watch it. I don't suppose we're gonna get time off to recover from our injuries as a result of this match, are we? Why the hell did that hit Kane and not Christian? The man who was directly in front of us. I was not expecting hitbox trouble like this in this game. But it's more than a little difficult to deny it's a problem this many clips in. Well, at least that was only a 1 count, since Kane doesn't look in any mood to help us right now. Possibly because The Undertaker didn't help him out earlier on. Or because our allied AI is purposely made worse than the opponent AI for the sake of making the player take most of the pressure in a given match. What was even the point of setting up that tree of woe there? Granted, we couldn't get out of the corner in time to prevent us from getting hit, but it didn't feel like that would have made the hit we took any worse. It was just us getting punched in the corner. And frankly, considering the kinds of hits being thrown around in this match, that was rather underwhelming. Hell, just how many successful punches to the balls has The Undertaker thrown in this match alone? How many body slams and suplexes have been done to everybody involved? And what about the harsh bump where The Undertaker ended up with the small of his back, smacking right into the corner of that table? Probably a bad sign when you're twitching in pain while you're flat and struggling to do much of anything at this point. Well, at least I managed to tag, whatever that's worth. I have absolutely no clue if the partner on the apron heals. If he does, then it's a nice benefit for tagging, but it's not like we can actually tell if that's the case. We can only guess. Well, at least our partner was able to keep the other guy from interrupting us beating on his buddy for a bit. We certainly need all the luck we can get, considering how this match has been feeling for me so far. Yeah, definitely still feeling like I'm on the losing side here.
1, 2, count 2.
Wonderful job of not interrupting that pin there, Undertaker. I take back what I said about our partner possibly causing more damage than me over the course of this match. We have just been getting slapped around like a naive date who doesn't know what to expect. Please tell me we somehow avoid getting hit by the execution. Right, definitely too much to hope for.
1, 2.
Well, at least our partner interrupted that pin. Again, take what you can get, especially when times are tough. Great job clocking your partner there, Edge. Keep making mistakes like that and you may actually lose this. And yeah, my morale right now is so low that I feel that our best chance is for our opponents to screw things up rather than us to turn it around on our own. We are surviving this match, but I haven't felt like we had things really under our control for the entire clip, and good God, This is a draining amount of time for a single fight. Absolutely no indicators whatsoever. Don't know when to counter, don't know how injured we are or the other guy, and have no clue just how much longer this single match is gonna go. All I know is we're still fighting, and the people in charge of the King of the Ring pay-per-view aren't just bitching about how long this match is going on for. I mean, sure, in terms of actual wrestling matches, this isn't anything especially long, but in terms of a video game, good God, this is a very long brawl. If we don't win at the end of all this effort, I'm going to goddamn scream! I have no clue why that prompted a combat roll. I also can't help wondering just how far that roll would have taken us if we weren't right next to the ropes when we did that. It certainly didn't put any distance between us and Christian right then and there. Oh, that was beautiful to see, especially considering the many other exchanges of attacks we've done over the course of this clip. Unfortunately, it didn't even manage to get us a 1 count. And considering just how long this fight has been going on, that is just mind-boggling. Bloody hell, I thought we were doing better than that. Well, I prevented the tag for now, for whatever that's worth, but we're not exactly beating them down here. Yeah, definitely didn't come out on top after that batch of hits. Why do I even keep going for that strike when it's possibly more damaging to use a grapple when standing up? Besides, with the sheer number of times we've thrown strikes in this game, I'm pretty sure every time we actually grapple is a bit of a surprise. Speaking of surprise, yeah, I could have done without that particular exchange that is once again giving me the impression that we have a very small chance of winning this match. The Brothers of Destruction are just not living up to the hype here, and I'm pretty sure a major part of that is my fault. Really wish I could tell if Christian or Edge is the easier one to pin at this point. But then it's not like I know for sure if Kane or The Undertaker are in worse shape at this point either. At best, I can guess that maybe The Undertaker is in worse shape, since he's taken some of the sicker looking bumps over the course of the match. But then Kane did take a finishing move. Did someone online claim that the tag titles are one of the easier ones in this game? Because if so, that person must have been doing co-op with someone. This match is very much not easy to go through when doing single player, and the AI we're fighting against is most definitely on a high level of difficulty for this match. Definitely get the sense that it's easier for us to counter the other guy when our spirit bar is getting pretty warm. I'll trust Kane to keep tenderizing Edge out there while we deal with Christian in here for a bit. Not that I think Edge is the weaker link in that team, just that we're going to have a chance of beating one of these guys down, and it's probably better to go after the guy who has his spirit bar in the blue. Well, at least they didn't do a double grapple on us. Again, really feels like we're depending more on our opponent screwing up than any manner of skill changing the dynamic of this match. Well, since Edge got to use his finisher, it's only right that we get to use ours in return. Now to start praying that this finisher actually finishes this match already, which is far too long for my tastes. He didn't even have to get any closer for that to break up the pin. Bloody hell, that stomp didn't even touch us.
1, 2, 3.
And it's finally over. 1932 is on the clock, and good God did we go through a war there. The only way this could have been a more awesome win for us is if The Undertaker didn't have a placeholder theme at the end of it. Part of me can't help feeling that a punch shouldn't have been the final move we did in a match like that. The other is just surprised to see that the next bit of Raw footage is a good deal shorter than that. Does that mean that things are easier for us in the next match? I'd ask how Kane could possibly be drinking with his mask still on, but I'm sure that's just another thing I'm not supposed to think about. Okay, so this one is a hardcore tag match? Carries over to the next chapter. I don't think we've ever gotten that little message before a match before in this game. Or am I misremembering some of the chapters from some of the other championships we've gone through in the game so far? It is 16 clips in, after all. Anyways, looks like the door is shut, so we won't have to worry about odd moments of the fight shipped into a different scene due to our teammate or someone else deciding to just throw someone at it. Though I do feel a bit more worried that this kind of match absolutely would be quite a bit of fun if there are 2 players involved, and we only have 1 here. At the very least, Kane didn't hold on to that pool cue for too long there. And it seems I'm the one getting more worn down than our partner at the start. Have I mentioned that I feel like the weak link on this team? And I'm rather sure that the game was designed with the expectation that the player would be the ace of the team in this situation. Well, at least Bubba didn't get a chance to hit us with anything especially devastating, even if I'm still on the losing end of this part of the brawl. Okay, looks like Kane is starting to lose proverbial ground over there, but I'm a bit busy trying to feel like we're doing something to Bubba other than just be his sandbag over here. I can't be in 2 places at once, and unfortunately I have to. And have I mentioned that this team has no synergy? Well, that certainly took quite a few punches for him to get off his feet. Oh, son of a bitch, I should have gone over to help my partner there. That is just downright hilarious. After struggling for 20 minutes to win a major match, we lose the absolute next one in less than 3. Well, I've certainly had my fill of tag matches in this game. I hope it's understandable that I just want to move on.